Hello, my dear students. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Today we are going to take a new grammar lesson. Our lesson today is the passive, Unit 19, the passive. Let's start. We are going to talk about the passive in the present simple. How can we make a sentence in the present simple? To make a sentence in the present simple, we start the sentence by using the subject. Then we use a verb plus an object. Let's write an example. They speak English in Australia. They make toys in this factory. Okay, how can we change these sentences to the passive? To change the sentence to the passive, we start the sentence with the object. After the object, we use verb to be in the present. So we use am or is or are. After verb to be, we use the past participle form of the verb. Then we write by and the subject if there is a name. Okay, let's change sentence number 1 to the passive. They speak English in Australia. We want to change this sentence to the passive. Okay, where is the object? The object, we can find the object after the verb. So the object is English. So we will start the sentence by using English. Okay, after English we must use verb to be, am or is or are. English is a singular noun, so we will use is. So we will say English is. The past participle form of the verb speak is spoken. So the answer is English is spoken in Australia. English is spoken in Australia. Let's change sentence number 2. They make toys in this factory. Where is the object? The object here is toys. So we will start the sentence by using toys. After toys, we will use verb to be. This sentence is in the present, so we will use am or is or are. Toys are plural nouns, so we will say toys are. The past participle form of the verb make is made, so the answer is toys are made in this factory. Again, toys are made in this factory. Let's continue. If the sentence is in the negative form, how can we change the negative sentence to the passive? Okay, in the present simple, the negative sentence starts with a subject, then we use don't or doesn't, then we use verb in the infinitive form. After that, we use the object. For example, Mr. Jack doesn't teach science. How can we change this sentence to the passive? We start the sentence by using the object, then we say am not, isn't, or aren't, and we use the past participle form of the verb. Then we use by plus the subject. Okay, let's change this sentence to the passive. Mr. Jack doesn't teach science. How can we change it? Where is the object? The object here is science, so we will start the sentence by using science. After science, we will use verb to be in the negative form. Science is a singular noun, so we will say science isn't. Science isn't, and the past participle form of teach is taught. But science isn't taught by Mr. Jack. Science isn't taught by Mr. Jack. Okay, let's continue. In the question, how can we change the sentence in the question to the passive? In the question, we start the sentence in the present simple by using do or does, then we use the subject plus verb infinitive, then we use the object. For example, do you feed the animals twice a day? This is a question. Okay, how can we change it to the passive? To change the sentence in the question to the passive, we start the sentence by using verb to be. So we start the sentence by using verb to be. Instead of do and does, we use am or is or are. Then we use the object. Don't forget, you must change the verb to the past participle form. After that, we use by plus the subject. Okay, let's change the sentence. So I will start by using are because the animals, the object is plural. So the answer here, are the animals fed twice a day? We changed feed to fed. The past participle form of feed is fed. So the answer again, are the animals fed twice a day? Okay, let's go to another point. How can we change a sentence in the past simple to the passive? Okay, how can we make a sentence in the past simple? Let's remember. We start the sentence by using the subject, then we use the past form of the verb, then we use an object. For example, they built the castle in 1320. Another one, my sister washed the dishes yesterday. How can we change these two sentences to the passive in the past? We start the sentence by using the object. Then we use was or were. So we use verb to be, but in the past. We use was or were. After that, we use the past participle form of the verb. Then we use by, then the subject. Okay, let's continue. Let's change sentence number 1 to the passive. Where is the object here? The object here is the castle. So I will start with the castle. The castle is a singular noun. So I will use was. This sentence was in the past. So I must use was or were. To change it to the passive, I use was or were. We cannot say am or is or are because this sentence is in the past. Okay, let's continue. So the castle was built in 1320. Okay, let's continue. Sentence number 2. My sister washed the dishes yesterday. How can we change this sentence to the passive? We will start by using the dishes. After the dishes, we want to use verb to be in the past because this sentence is in the past. So we will say the dishes were because the dishes is a plural noun. So the answer is the dishes were washed yesterday by my sister or by my sister yesterday. The dishes were washed yesterday by my sister. Both of them are correct. Okay, let's continue. If the sentence is in the negative form, how can we change it to the passive? Okay, in the negative we use didn't, subject plus didn't plus verb infinitive plus the object. For example, the Paul didn't break the window. How can we change this sentence to the passive? To change the sentence to the passive, we start the sentence by using the object. And we use wasn't or weren't because the sentence is negative. So we add not to was or were. So object plus wasn't or weren't. And don't forget we use the verb in the past participle form in the passive. Then we write by and the subject. Okay, let's change the sentence to the passive. Where is the object here? The object here is the window. So I will start the sentence by using the window as the first. So the answer is the window is a singular noun. So I will say wasn't. The window wasn't broken by the ball. The window wasn't broken by the ball. Okay, let's go to another point. If I want to change the sentence in the question to the passive, and this question is in the past. Okay, the question in the past simple start with did plus subject plus verb infinitive and the object. For example, did you feed the cat? How can I change this sentence to the past simple passive? Okay, to change this sentence to the past simple passive, I start the sentence by using was or were plus the object and the past participle form of the verb. At the end of the sentence, we use by plus the subject, the agent. Okay, How can I change it? I will start the sentence by using was, because the cat is a singular noun. So I'll say, was the cat fed? Was the cat fed? Fed is a past participle form of feed. Was the cat fed? Okay, let's answer some questions together. Let's read it first. Agent. What is the agent? In a passive sentence, we sometimes mention the agent. The agent is the person who does the action. To do this, we use by, a name plus a name or a noun or a pronoun. For example, all our meals are prepared by Mrs. Fox. Here we use by Mrs. Fox because there is an agent here. So we can use by plus a name or a noun. Okay, let's continue. We only mention the agent when we know who does the action. So if we don't know who does the action, we don't write by at all. We are talking about and only when it adds new or important information. So we write the agent when it adds new or important information only. Compare the following examples. Let's read the following examples together. The animals are fed twice a day. Here we don't have any agent. We don't know who fed them, and we are not interested. It is not important. So we said the animals are fed twice a day because we don't know who fed them. Okay, the another one. All our meals are prepared by Mrs. Fox. The agent gives important information, so we mention it. Here we know who made the meals, so we said at the end of the sentence by Mrs. Fox. Okay, let's continue. Active and passive sentences. We change a sentence from the active voice to the passive voice as follows. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Mr. Fox prepares all our meals. When we change it, all our meals are prepared by Mrs. Fox. We use the verb to be, am, is, are, and the past participle of the verb in the active sentence as I said before. For example, Mrs. Fox prepares all our meals. When we change it, all our meals are prepared by Mrs. Fox. If we want to mention the agent, we use by plus the subject of the active sentence. Mrs. Fox prepares all our meals. All our meals are prepared by Mrs. Fox. Okay, now we are going to answer some important questions. Let's start. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. Spring space in different ways. Okay. Celebrate, celebrates, is celebrated, is celebrating. This sentence is in the passive. We cannot say spring is celebrate or celebrates. Okay. To change it to the passive, we use verb to be plus the past participle form of the verb. So the answer here is celebrated. The answer is celebrated. Okay. Number 2. Fireworks were space many years ago. Inventing, invented, invited, inviting. So we want to use the past participle form of invent. Invent here to make a new thing. The meaning of invent is to make a new thing. Fireworks were invented. Invented is the past participle form of invent. Okay, the answer is B, invented. Number 3. How space cooked. This question is in the passive. So we must use verb to be after how. So the answer is how was fish cooked. How was fish cooked. This question is in the passive, so I must use verb to be after how. So the answer is was fish cooked. B. Number 4. Hundreds of eggs space in a big pan. This sentence is in the passive. Okay. So the answer is are cooked or are cooking, cook, cooks. The answer here is are cooked because hundred of eggs is a plural noun, so we must use are plus the past participle form cooked. So the answer is A, are cooked. Question number 5. The email space yesterday. This sentence is in the passive because we started with an object. Okay. Wasn't sent, wasn't sending, is sent, is sending. This sentence is in the past, so I must use verb to be in the past, was or were. The email is a singular noun, so we will use wasn't. Okay, after wasn't, we use verb in the past participle form. So the correct answer is wasn't sent. A, wasn't sent. Let's continue. Number 6. The first pizza space by an Italian. This sentence is in the passive, so I must use verb to be after it in the plus the past participle form. The first pizza is a singular noun, so I will use was invented. So the answer is the first pizza was invented by an Italian. Letter D. Number 7. Papyrus was space for writing by the ancient Egyptian. Okay, after verb to be, this sentence is in the passive, and in the passive we use verb to be, in the past was were, and after them we use the past participle form of the verb. So the answer is papyrus was used for writing by the ancient Egyptian. Used, letter C. Number 8. Special days space by our family. This sentence is in the passive, so we want to use verb to be plus the past participle form. Okay, so the answer is are celebrated. Special days is plural, so we must use are. So the answer is are celebrated. And we said are celebrated because in the passive we use verb to be plus the past participle form. The past participle form of celebrate is celebrated. So the answer is are celebrated, letter D. Number 9. Where are cars? This question is in the passive, so I must use the past participle form of the verb. So the answer is where are cars made? Made, letter C. Number 10. The book space in 2015. This sentence is in the passive too. The book is a singular noun, so I must use verb to be plus the past participle form. So, and this question and this sentence is in the past, so I must use wasn't written. Wasn't written. So the correct answer is letter P. Okay, let's go to another point. Rewrite the following sentences. We want to change the following sentences to the passive. Okay, let's start by number 1. Tom drinks tea every day. I want to change this sentence to the passive. Okay, where is the object here? The object here is tea. So I'll start the sentence by using tea. This sentence is in the present, so after tea I will say is. But tea is the past participle form of drink is drunk. So tea is drunk every day by Tom, or we can say tea is drunk by Tom every day. Both of them are correct. Okay, let's go to another one. Number 2. I buy a present to my sister. I want to start the sentence by using a present, so we must change it to the passive. To put a present at the beginning of the sentence, we must change the sentence to the passive. So I'll start the sentence by using a present. This sentence is in the present simple, so I will say a present is bought to my sister. A present is bought to my sister. I buy a present to my sister. I want to start with this sentence by using a present, so I must change it to the passive as we said. A present. This sentence is in the present simple. A present is bought to my sister. Okay, sentence number 3. Someone stole his car. I want to start this sentence by using his car. His car is the object, so I must change this sentence to the passive. His car, this sentence is in the past, so I will use was or were. His car is a singular noun, so I must use was. So the answer is his car was stolen. The past participle form of steal, stolen, steal, stole, stolen. And we cannot say by someone. We must cancel by someone because we don't know the agent, so we cancel it. So the answer again, his car was stolen. Number 4. Eve wrote some letters yesterday. I want to use were here. To use were, to use verb to be in this sentence, we must change this sentence to the passive. So we will start by using some letters. Some letters is a plural noun, so we will say some letters were. Some letters were written by Eve yesterday. Again, some letters were written by Eve yesterday. Number 5. Sam catches the bus. We want to use is in this sentence, so we must change it to the passive. So I will start the sentence by using the bus. The bus is caught by Sam. The answer is the bus is caught by Sam. Number 6. They wash the dishes. We want to use are, so we must change the sentence to the passive. Where is the object here? The object here is the dishes. So I will start the sentence by using the dishes. So the answer is the dishes are washed, and that's enough because we cannot write they because we don't know the agent of the sentence, so we cancel they. So the answer is the dishes are washed. Number 7. Jenny bought the villa. I want to use by. To use by in this sentence, we must change it to the passive. To use by Jenny at the end of the sentence. This sentence is in the past simple. So I will start the sentence. I will start by using the villa. The villa was bought by Jenny. The villa was bought by Jenny. Number 8. The farmers watered the plants. Here I won't use the farmers, but look well, the T here is small, so we don't want to start the sentence by using the farmers. So we must change it to the passive. We will start by the plants. So the answer is the plants. This sentence is in the past, so we will use was or were. The plants are plural, so we will say the plants are watered by the farmers. Again, the plants were watered by the farmers. We use were here because this sentence is in the past. We cannot use are. In the past we use was or were. The plants were watered by the farmers. Okay, let's answer another questions. Number 9. Question number 9. Farmers grow crops well. I want to use grown, so I must change this sentence to the passive. Okay, this sentence is in the present. I will start the sentence by using crops. Crops is a singular noun. Plural noun. So we will say crops are. Crops are grown well by farmers. Crops are grown well by farmers. Okay, sentence number 9. We make books of paper. Are made. To use are made, we must change the sentence to the passive. To change it to the passive, I must use the object at the beginning of the sentence. Where is the object here? The object here is books. So I will start the sentence by using books. So the answer is books are made of paper. Books are made of paper. Number 11. How do people celebrate the new year? Celebrated. To use celebrated in this sentence, we must change it to the passive because celebrated is a past participle form. Okay, celebrated is in the past participle, so to change this question to the passive, after how I must use verb to be. This sentence is in the present simple, so I will use am or is or are. The new year is a singular noun, so I will use is. So the answer is, how is the new year celebrated? How is the new year celebrated? We don't use people because the agent here is unknown. Okay. Number 12. An Italian invented the first pizza. Okay, I want to use was here. To use was in this sentence, I must change it to the passive. So the answer is, the first pizza was invented by an Italian. The first pizza was invented by an Italian. Number 13. Where did he buy the books? I want to use both. To use both in this sentence, we must change this question to the passive. So, after where, we must use verb to be. Okay. We will use was or where. The books here is plural. So, we will say where were the books bought. Where were the books bought? Number 14. Eva didn't send the letters. I want to use sent. To use sent in this sentence, we must change it to the passive too. So, to change it to the passive, I will start the sentence by using the letters. This sentence is in the past, so I will use wasn't or weren't because this sentence is negative. So I will use wasn't or weren't. The letters is plural, so I will say the letters weren't sent by Eve. The letters weren't sent by Eve or Eva. Number 15. They didn't see Jack at the station. We want to change this sentence to the passive. To use seen in this sentence, we must change it to the passive. Okay, so I will start the sentence by using Jack. The object here is Jack. I'll start the sentence by using Jack, then I will use wasn't or weren't because this sentence is negative in the past. So Jack wasn't seen at the station. Jack wasn't seen at the station. Thank you for your listening. Goodbye.